Hey sixth graders, so welcome to another learning video. In this particular assignment, we're going to tackle a new segment of our argumentative essay. So just to give you guys like a heads up of like where we are in this kind of realm of writing. So you guys already declared a subject, right? Boom. Alright, so you guys already told me or have knowledge in your head who you want to write about. Now remember, you're trying to convince me who you think the best singer, songwriter, band, or YouTuber is in the whole world, right? You're trying to convince me to believe what you believe. Alright, so what we also did was determine our three main reasons. And we made very broad statements, right? I wasn't asking you to go into very big detail. You just had a list number 1, number 2, and number 3, right? That we also should have done. All right, now we're ready to dive into those 3 reasons. So, here we go. We're gonna take number 1, and we're only doing number 1, right? We're not doing number 2 today, we're not doing number 3 today, that's a whole different day. So I'm taking my first reason. So I'm choosing someone called Bruce Springsteen for the purpose of teaching you guys. This is my favorite singer-songwriter, so that's what I'll be using. You may or may not know who that is, but just bear with me. So one of my main reason right here is he is a good performer. So that's my main reason number 1. What I have to do is now do a couple things. I have to give supporting details. Now the purpose of supporting details is, it's the supporting details job is to convince me of at least this main point. He is a good performer. Well, how is he a good performer, right? The statement alone can't stand alone. The statement is not good enough to convince you guys, right? So how is he a good performer? All right, well, I've seen him in concert 7 times, right? And so I know that how he's a good performer is he gives his heart and energy. All right, perfect. Right there. He gives his heart and energy. Another example is his shows last, and I'm sorry if my handwriting stinks, his shows last up to 7 to 8 hours. Or they used to anyway. But he's a little bit older now, so maybe they're not as quite 7 to 8 hours, but I've gone to a concert where his shows are 7 to 8 hours. Alright, so that bit of information, it's important for me to note that, because that's a very long time for an artist to be up on stage. So that's why that's information that I think is like, super, oh my gosh, is super like awe-inspiring for people. Alright, so he's a good performer. Supporting detail 1. I'm going to say SD for supporting detail. He gives his heart and energy. His shows last up to 7 to 8 hours. And another example would be, I don't know, let's see. He invites people, and I would not use this in an essay, but I'm using an acronym, right? I'm using like an abbreviation. People, he invites people on stage. Alright, there's usually like 3 to 4 numbers or 3 or 4 songs where he will invite people in the front row on stage, and they'll sing the songs with him or dance with him or whatnot. Alright. So for example, what I would do is take one of these supporting details, right? One of them should probably be a quote. And what I mean, and none of these are quotes right here because I didn't look them up. But a quote is, you guys know what a quote is. I think we've done this before. A quote is a true statement. Word for word. So a quote is not paraphrased, It's not a summary of what someone said. It's word for word what a website says. So what I am going to do next is if I want to make a good supporting detail, I'm going to take a quote. I'm going to go to biography.com, find Bruce Springsteen's biography, not Wikipedia, and find a quote about him that helps me prove that he's a good performer. I might find a quote about his energy. I might find a quote about how long his concerts last. Or I might find a quote about a story of someone who was on stage with Bruce Springsteen. So for example, he actually, in the 80s, he invited an actress from Friends up on stage. I'm not sure you guys know Friends, but that actress who plays Monica, he invited her on stage and she got to dance with him. All right, so what I might do is even find the video of that, or maybe there's an interview with that actress or something. I need to find some sort of statement that is word for word that I can use, and I would put those in quotes, right? So whatever the statement is, like say if this was the true statement, if this was someone actually talking, I would put it in quotes. And and I'm sorry if this is rushed, I do explain the expectations for this assignment in the Google Doc that I'm putting on the assignment with an example, all right? So step by step, this is what you're gonna do. You're gonna take one of your main reasons. You're gonna find three supporting details that prove your main reason. And then create 3 statements and then put them together in a paragraph. I will show you what that paragraph looks like in the Google Docs. It's very important that you read everything on that Google Doc, as well as look at this video if this helps you. All right, so without further ado, let's get down to business. Woo!